Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Hi, I'm Angela, and this is Tani. We like anime, so anyway, let's talk about it. So, Jujutsu Kaisen, woo!
Oh, what a good show and movie.
It's been on the scene since like 2020 for most people because that was when lockdown was happening, and that's when that's when the anime came out. But, well, November 2020. Oh, that feels like, I mean, that's more 2021, but you get the point. But Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the big, I guess, shonen that is happening right now. Everybody's in love with it. And I don't really like just categorizing like good, or not good, but like popular anime as shonen because it kind of just implies that it's like for like boys or guys.
Yeah.
Even though Jujutsu Kaisen is such an amazing show that almost calling it a shonen like is off-putting, if that makes
Peak
sense.
fiction.
Yeah, peak fiction. But me and Tani and our other friend Lara, guess what we did yesterday, guys? Guys, guess. We went to go see the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie, and I have a feeling that that is going to be the main focus of this episode because I wanted to make an episode just generally about Jujutsu Kaisen, but I wasn't going to like dive into a lot of like the lore and things because I didn't want to like. I don't want to have those like those anime boys in the comment section being like, actually, Gojo did this because Gojo did this. Shut up. These are all my opinions. So, what I'm gonna do quickly and briefly is I'm gonna have just like kind of spit some JJK facts at you, and then me and Tanya are gonna talk about the movie.
She's
That we
spitting.
So, the author of JJK is Gege Akutami, and he's also an illustrator. He's worked with Shonen Jump since March of 2018. JJK is classified as an adventure, dark fantasy, supernatural, probably shonen. In this episode, I forgot to say, we're not going to do any manga spoilers because I haven't read the manga and I don't want to read the manga because I love the anime so much and I love the animation and I don't feel like skipping ahead. Although I do have some of the mangas. I have 1 and 2. But yeah. What I was going to say, yeah, is no manga spoilers, but anime spoilers for the movie, I guess. For the movie, yeah. And if we mention anything from the anime, then maybe anime spoilers as well, because we might be like, and this links to when Gojo in the anime.
Pulling out the little paragraphs, you know how it is.
Yeah. Okay, then we have, this is Tani's moment to shine. So we have the ending, Lost in Paradise. Tani, go!
Do.
You're not going to talk about it, the ending?
Oh.
This is a podcast.
Okay, so they didn't really feature the traditional Lost in Paradise ending or opening, which is to be expected because we only really saw that opening and / ending in half of season 1. Then the other part was by another band, which I'm not sure of the name. Like the name of the song.
Oh, I can't remember either. But since I was rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen like the other week or so, I was about to say that like I remembered it. No, I don't remember. It's just sadder than the first opening, which I guess makes more sense. And it's really good though. I didn't like it when I first watched Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's like I'll go for a brief breakdown of the ending. It's basically like Itadori is like filming his friends and taking photos of his friends, and then they're all acting like teenagers, like don't film me, like making funny faces and stuff like that. But then at the end, towards the end of the ending, he gets to be in all the photos, and it's like, like he went from just being a spectator to being actually part of it, and it's like really sad but like good because that like, well, actually I don't know how it ends, so I can't even say like if he actually gets executed or not, but that the anime runs with the premise that he's gonna get executed one day, so to see him like having fun with his friends like this is like very sweet and wholesome.
However, in the movie, Yuta was also expected to be executed, but he ended up living. So, which could be some foreshadowing towards like the OG series.
Oh my gosh, I hope it is because I love its story so much. But yeah, then we have the studio. Everybody knows, everybody loves Mappa.
Up for them.
And I have a long list right here of all the anime that they've animated that I know at least. So they've done Kids on a Slope, Terror and Resonance. Tani, watch Terror and Resonance. It's so
I
good.
will
Yuri
eventually.
on Ice. Cough, cough, guys. You ain't getting your movie. Banana Fish. Dodoro. Kakaguri season 2. Doro Head Dodo. God of High School. JJK. Remain. Oh, I loved Remain so much. It's so niche. Maybe I'll make an episode about it. And AOT. AOT. What's this? The part 1 of season 4 and part 2 of season 4. Why did I write it like that? And upcoming animes is Chainsaw Man. Whoa, everybody go. Let's go!
Chainsaw Man, let's go!
Okay, but
Let's go!
what I was gonna say is that's all the exposition I guess you need for it. We can talk about the opening real quick. The first opening is done by Eve, and they just had why does it sound like an ad? But they just released like a Netflix kind of show thing. So watch it, everyone. It's really good. Eve makes some amazing songs, and I really like their stuff. It's just it just hits the nail every single time. But anyway, into the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. So we start pretty much with Yuta getting bullied, and that bullying causing the spirit that's possessing him, Rika, to like harm these high school boys. And then we get the iconic scene that we see at the beginning of JJK the anime when he's like locked in like that curse room with Gojo and Gojo. Oh my gosh, Gojo.
Gojo!
But in the movie, Gojo's wearing a white like not bandana, but a white blindfold. Yeah, and we don't know like why.
Like bandage.
Oh, I don't know why, but Gojo. The second I saw Gojo, even in the cinema, me and Lara and Tani were all, like looking at each other like, oh my gosh, it's well, Lara's like rolling her eyes, but like we're going crazy. Anyway, I have a long list on my phone of just random points throughout the movie. But Tani, do you have anything specific that you liked in the movie?
I like seeing the backstory between Geto and Gojo. Because in the OG series, we see them interact a lot and hinted towards like a past between them. And it's always like, well, how did it come to this? Da 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 da. And I also kind of guessed that they had gone to the same high school, like Jujutsu High. But it's nice to finally get it confirmed. They obviously seem like very, very close.
For me, I think I saw, which is why I don't like, that's why I'm not on TikTok anymore. Well, it's not why I'm not on TikTok, but like I saw a TikTok about like, sort of explaining kind of Geto and Gojo's past. So I knew a little bit, but it didn't really make any sense to me.
Oh, what did you know about it?
Because I knew that like Gojo really valued Geto as a Geto. Like Lara made fun of me for saying it like that yesterday, but Geto as a person, and they were friends at some point. But like for some reason in my head, I didn't click that they went to the same high school because that would have made the most sense. But yeah, I kind of knew they had some sort of past, sort of history. They used to be friends to enemies. But I didn't know like why or how. So yeah, I did actually really enjoy it. And towards the end of the movie, I have a quote. Gojo says something along the lines of something like "Goodbye, my only true best friend," and it was so sad,
Heart-wrenching.
Oh, I was just like, no, oh Gojo. But yeah. So then we have that bit where you get that whole like thing at the beginning, because I'm going back to the beginning, where Yuta is all like, I just tried to. I think I have a quote. I have too many quotes. It says something along the lines of like, he pretty much just wants to die. Oh yeah, sorry, trigger warning for suicide. He pretty much just wants to die, so that he doesn't like hurt other people, doesn't become a burden to other people because he can't control Rika.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I thought it was so sad when towards the end we find out that it was actually him who cursed Rika, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh flip side.
And then they replayed that scene where he like witnessed her death and he was like begging her not to die. I was on the brink of tears.
I was like, no, he didn't mean it. He was a kid. He couldn't accept us. But yeah, and then Lara has her whole thing about color theory and how like Rika is pink and how like that happens and the colors of the show.
Color of love.
But the animation so clean. Every single fight. Remember when he came in and he had that whole
he was zipping and zooming between the demons and he was slish whacking their ankles.
I literally called that point on my thing Nanami moments.
Honestly, it was like literally the best thing. Even though in the manga, I'm pretty sure he's not even in the volume 0.
Oh, well, I'm good they put him in. So go Mappa.
Go Mappa.
Because I wanted to see him. But yeah, and like Yuta promising that he'd be with her forever. Like knowing that he was gonna die. So I'm skipping towards the end. But yeah, I was just like, I was so sad in that I literally said this to Tani. I was like, so in that minute when like he's like promises to be with her forever, like the explosion happens and you think this is it. It's like that one moment in like Demon Slayer season 2 when there's that massive explosion, but the episode just ends in Demon Slayer season 2.
Honestly, I was really mad about that in Demon Slayer because I wanted to see what happened to them.
I know. I was like, is everyone flipping dead? I had to wait a whole week and they weren't even. But yeah. And it's like there was a big explosion in JJK Zero, and then the actual cinema screen went black, like as in it had turned off. And you, for that split second, you were like, "What if this is it?"
I was waiting for the credits to roll and everything. I was like, "There's no way."
There's no way. And then like the next scene is like Maki and Inumaki and everybody else being like, Yuta, are you alright? Wake up!" And then you're like, "Not dead."
Oh my god! One thing I'm glad about is how they made Inumaki actually look good with that like haircut he has in the prequel like manga.
Yeah.
Because in the manga, I'm like, no, shit looks messy.
You think he looked ugly?
Yeah.
I mean, he seems more of a delinquent in this JJK Zero movie, I would say. He's a lot not tamer, but you know what I mean. He used more ingredient words than we've heard him use.
I admire that.
Oh yeah. And then one bit when like Geto like beats him up and he's all like, and he actually speaks like English word and he's like, Yuta, Nigedo, which means like run, Yuta, run.
Oh yeah, it was
and
in the
it's like,
subtitles.
He cared so much to say to him, run, he died. It was so flippin' sad.
But when he said that, honestly, I thought it was just gonna make Yuta like run instantly, like almost as if like Inumaki's controlling him. Because I thought that every word he said would like cause an impact, but it didn't. And I was like, oh my god, he can speak words that don't use curse energy.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, which confuses me a bit. Why he has to constantly use like the rice roll ingredients? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but Panda did say something along the lines of like, oh, he's like a really like I have a quote for this, but I can't find it. Panda says like he's worried for. Actually, I'm not gonna say that one. Panda said something like, "Oh, he speaks in those words just to make sure." I feel like it's like a precaution, just in case he does, because once he does say something like I hate you or die or something like that, like it actually happens. So I feel like,
oh yeah, you gotta be really careful.
Yeah, he's just being extra considerate. And it's also like I wrote here, Panda. Oh yeah, the bit when Panda says Inumaki's worried for him because he empathizes because Inumaki. I want to see more of that. I want to see the backstory of Inumaki more to see like how like the struggle it actually took him to like get control of his powers. Because when you think about it, like kids say some dumb stuff, but imagine being a kid with cursed speech. Like I want to see if like people like if it was just like silly and goofy, or if he actually did make some really bad mistakes when he was little.
I'm thinking about all the silly and goofy things kids say.
Yeah.
Which turns people into ponies or something.
But yeah, and then going back, there's that girl. Oh my gosh, not that girl. She's a woman. You know that woman who's like part of like the teachers. I don't know if she's a teacher, but she's like part of the higher ups.
Yeah, she had that like that hair that's like in a plait at the front and a plait at the back.
Yeah, her. To be honest, I thought she was a big side character. People say this, like every single character in JJK has a purpose. There's no just like useless, badly developed background characters. But when we saw her flipping fight, I didn't know she fought with a hatchet. That was so cool.
Honestly, I admire how like the side characters quote marks, but just the ones that we don't really get to see talk. How like they got some of the coolest stuff going on.
Oh, they got mad fighting drip.
Genuinely. Don't even get me started on the Maki scene where she's like dueling Yuta and she starts doing the splits and jumping in the air and doing backflips.
Oh my god! It was so cool. And then like Panda like afterwards being like a whole wingman, Panda was like, Yuta, you got a chance.
Honestly, props to Panda. He knew what was going on.
But and also that bit like before everything goes bad when Yuta is all like to Maki, he's all like, not when I grow up, he's just like, I want to be like you, Maki, and like Maki has the flashbacks to all the abuse she got in the Zen clan, and it's just like, oh my god, and the way she was like, the way she like left the room and like blushed and was all like, why is he saying that for? But it's just like, it was so cute, and Yuta is so cute, and I'm gonna say this all the time, I love Yuta. And this brings us to his voice actor. Tani, do you want to say something about that?
He is the same voice actor for peak fiction Evangelion Shinji.
Evangelion Shinji.
Evangelion Shinji.
But yeah, and I was sitting there the entire movie being like, this is the voice actor for Toilet Bound, like the Hanako-kun from Toilet Bound Hanako.
Honestly, the only reason I realized, or like suspected it was the same as Shinji, because at one point in the movie, Yuta's like, I want to prove to everyone that I'm worth living, that I'm worth having friends. And I was like, this really reminds me of Shinji.
The idea isn't it like pathetic loser energy kind of guys. But I was right though about the voice actor being, I think at least, from what I was looking at, the voice actor being like the same as Haneko's, because it's so specific of a voice, and it can also be interpreted as very like whiny, there's two sides of the coin. It's like, oh no, sad poor baby, but then there's also like, this guy is so wimpy and bummy that I don't even want to support him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly.
Which is why I did watch Evangelion and sub. I kind of forgot, which is why I didn't hate Shinji, but it was just like, hey, Shinji, come on now, Shinji.
No, because sometimes he just infuriated me. He just kept changing his mind.
In Toilet Bound, Hanako is like really snarky and really like, and just like makes a lot of like not offhand joke, but you know what I mean. He's like just more playful,
like kind of sassy.
So which is what, yeah, sassy. That was not bad. Alright, so I feel like listening to his voice in in JJK, I feel like it did bring a new flavor. It brought the wimpiness of Shinji, but a little bit of the sass from Thingy, so from Hanako. So
was it a
and
nice
also
mix?
Yeah, because he overcame his wimpiness by the end. Because at the beginning, I was no, how does anybody hate Yuta? And then towards the middle, I was like, he's still wimpy. My guy, come on now. We can overcome this. I don't even know why I'm talking. If I was dropped in the JJK world, I'd probably just cry. But yeah. Oh yeah, and the whole thing with Rika and the ring.
Oh, hold on. You just cut out for me.
Okay. I'll check in editing if I cut out there as well.
Okay.
But yeah, and the whole thing with like Rika and the ring.
Oh my gosh. When I found out the reverse, it was like Yuta cursed the girl. I was like, oh, really weird, because I thought the curse was based around the ring. Like, if he just destroyed the ring, the curse would be broken, da 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 da. Then I thought about it a bit more, and it was like, if he destroyed the ring, she'd get mad, she'd go crazy. Geto would probably get control of her, and his plan would carry out.
Really? You thought that the ring would break it? I don't know. I just thought the ring was symbolic. I didn't actually think it meant anything, which is right. But then again, I did also think it meant something, because when he broke it, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, that scared me a little.
Like, no, she's gonna go flipping Super Saiyan. I haven't seen Dragon Ball. I'm not.
And also, towards the end, he's I don't know how to say it, because he's not part of Jujutsu form, which makes me think that perhaps they just have him under surveillance.
Yeah, maybe, probably, in case she could. But where did she go? Because Geto did say something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'll get her one day," which implies that she's not gone, like Rika.
Well, she's not gone, but the curse is gone. So I'm not sure how he would remanifest it. Perhaps reawaken it. I'm not too sure.
And then I was talking. Speaking of Geto, I was talking about to Lara on the way home. I was like, I didn't realize that Geto has stitches on his head in the anime, right?
Wait, he has them in the anime?
Yeah, he has stitches on his forehead in the anime, but he doesn't have stitches in the movie, which means that he died at the end of the JJK Zero movie, but somehow he got reinstated or revived.
Oh, he did mention, do you know when Yuta got like the microphone that's like Inumaki's speech thing? He did mention having like, oh, you need to really be a top Jujutsu sorcerer to learn reverse curse energy manipulation, which is just healing. So he might have that.
Fair, but that does mean though, because somebody was, because from the TikTok I heard, I swear it's like, I wonder if Gojo actually killed him. Because what if Gojo just like severely injured him but didn't kill him because they used to be friends, so Gojo still has a soft spot for Geto?
Yeah, I don't think he would. Not without like a really good reason. Like how Geto wouldn't kill the students without a really good reason.
But then Geto did just perform the like, what's it called? I can't remember what the night was called, but you know, the like 1,000 curses on the.
It's called like Uzumaki.
Yeah, like tons of not tons of curses, tons of sorcerers died. So I think Gojo did have a good reason to kill him, but maybe he's a bit soft.
I think they also have a really close relationship.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. He did say he was his only true best friend. And then I do have a thing with Gojo moments, like how Lara thinks he canonically wears lip gloss.
I mean, have you seen all the scenes where they like zoom in onto his lips and they're like
Yes.
shiny? I don't doubt her.
There ain't no way that man doesn't do something.
Exactly.
Oh, and that bit when Geto is all like to Yuta, he's like, "Oh, you're a womanizer," and he's like, "Shut up, it's true love." I just thought that was funny coming from Geto, who literally believes that everybody's like, oh, Gato or whatever, who literally believes that everybody is a monkey. Oh, I hated every time he was like calling everybody monkeys. Like, shut the flip up, kindly, please. Oh my
Bro's
gosh,
pure
why do you call
evil.
everyone a monkey? So dumb.
Although,
Alright.
what was going on with that whole thing where he like takes curses, right? But he didn't take that one person's curse because he was like, you didn't pay me enough money. Because I thought he would take it willingly because he kind of needs them to like fill out his plans.
Oh, I thought that scene was there was this guy who was like being cursed, but like he's not. I don't know what he's doing, but he's somehow was getting money off him, right? And I thought that it got to the point where like the guy was just so annoying, so he put like an even worse curse on him, and it killed him.
Oh, I thought it was because alright. So the guy gives him money, sure, but then the guy keeps thinking Geto's gonna take the curse away. The Geto's like, okay, I'm gonna need you to give me more money, but then the guy's like, you're just using me, da 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 da, and then Geto gets his assistant, and the assistant's like, well, you haven't really given us any more donations, and then Geto just kills the guy and then takes the curse anyway.
Yeah, I mean maybe he was just getting annoyed with him. I guess he is evil.
True.
Oh, but then yeah, I feel like the parallels are almost like opposite I want to say opposite when it comes to Yuta and Yuji, and they both start with a Y because in Yuta's case, he was feeling worthless and he went into Jujutsu Kaisen like high school to prove his like self-worth and prove to himself and everybody else that he's worthy of living. Versus Itadori, I mean, you could argue that he wasn't sound because at the beginning, but he had his grandpa and he had his club and he had his high school, so he was like pretty content. But then he went into it knowing that he wanted to save people. Like he went in with like almost a less selfish goal, if that makes sense, because he went in wanting to save people.
Yeah, he had like a motive all the way.
Versus Yuta went in more for himself rather than others. But then later you do get the thing where he's like, I don't want anybody to die, and I want stuff like that. Like when they're in the middle school, elementary school, and they're trying to like save those two kids from the monster.
Well, it is fair. I mean, he had a curse his whole life. Whenever he interacted with someone, they basically were on the brink of death. So probably felt like there was something wrong with him, which I mean there was. There definitely was. I won't lie.
Yeah, the ending when who's that guy? I forgot what that guy is. Like right, like after the credits, and they go to his home country, and Gojo shows up in his sunglasses again.
I have no clue. It was the dude that Gojo was fighting with the rope.
I do wonder though how this like relates to the anime, because we don't see that guy in the anime.
No.
Do we? So I'm just like, I just want to know how we get from there to there, and we don't see Yuta in the anime either, and Yuta isn't dead, and that confuses me because it's like, so where is he then?
I assume it's like with the other guy that Gojo was fighting. It's just another one of like Geto's sidekicks. So they'll probably come back when there's like a huge fight going on in the next season.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen any like. I mean, in the anime, what fights have we seen? We've seen the one where they go into the prison and they like do some fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the one where towards the end when they have to fight the three brothers, but only two of the three brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen all the stuff with Junpei.
There's the Mahito fight, and then there's also the one where Gojo uses both of his little like fireballs and combines them into one.
Oh, and that fight with Nanami and Mahito was actually so good.
Oh, the backstory to Nanami.
Oh. I love Nanami so much.
Literally.
I kind of wish though. I'm not trying to be a shipper, but like, because I don't know how old the girl who works at the bakery is, because she could just be a teenager, but then on the other hand, she could be like just a young woman. Because how even old is Nanami? They're both like 27 out there.
Yeah,
Nanami's younger.
They're in their early maybe early late 20s.
I think Gojo's like 27 and Nanami's 25. I think that's my guess or what I've heard. I think one of those two things. But I do like the whole he was a businessman, but he hated being a businessman, but he also hated being a Jujutsu sorcerer. So he chose the one where he didn't have a set amount of hours or something, you know.
Honestly, it would be pretty cute.
And every time he's fighting, he's like, he unloosens his tie and puts I'm gonna get home before 5, or not before 5. I'm gonna finish this before 5.
Mappa always
9
treats
to
us so
5.
good with those scenes.
Yeah, and his goggles are so cute. They're almost like your goggles, but less spiky.
I gotta get the non-spiked versions.
If only I could pull off goggles.
Anyone can. Believe in yourself.
Wow, you really said set your heart ablaze. I keep calling Red Goku.
It's either set your heart ablaze or Sasageo.
Or my other one is go beyond plus ultra. Fun, you know. They're doing it on purpose, you know. It's like the same as when like in animes they create like classes, like in like AOT you have like the scouts or the scouts and survey corps. You have the the one with the horse logo on it, and then you have you know how there's 3 of them.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
There's like different
right?
rankings.
And then in like Demon Slayer, you have all the elements and stuff like that. So you can decide what kind of element you want to be, or in like Black Clover, you have the knight, like the magic knight like thingy. So you could decide which magic knight you're gonna be. I mean, all of it's just so pretty much capitalism, innit? Right? Because then you'll buy all the merch to be part of like the flipping the Black Bulls or whatever. I think that's what Asta's team is called. Don't at me. I haven't watched Black Clover in like a bit, but yeah. Back to Jujutsu Kaisen. I had a lot watching the movie. There was a bunch of hype. Well, I mean, there wasn't as much hype as when it came out in Japan because everyone
just dropped.
So if I drop this episode soon, then I'll be relevant for once. Oh my god!
And you really get mad views.
Whoa!
Literally, it's gonna be crazy.
I had a lot of fun watching the movie. The anime, I mean, I don't know if I'll make a separate episode about it. If I do, maybe I'll focus on like one character or one element and I'll make it on my own. Because there's a lot.
Yeah, I hear that.
Alright, let's just do a quick favorite characters, least favorite characters, and then maybe we'll wrap
Let's
up.
go!
Alright. So who is your favorite character / characters?
I'm so glad you asked. It's Gojo.
Because?
Well, first off, I like his like power thing. Because I realized that it's not just, I'm gonna call it Purple Haze. I feel like that's the wrong name. That's the name now. I like how his Purple Haze thing is made of red and blue. Really basic, guys. I know, color theory. But still, it's cool how he just combines it into one or splits it up. Plus, he got mad skills because he can do close combat, far away, still looks good. Literally 3 in 1.
Yes. Oh.
It's amazing. And also, I want to see more background.
Oh, more Gojo background? Yeah, because isn't he like, he's part of like a clan, isn't he? So I want to see the background behind his clan and stuff like that. Because the whole idea is like, I think blue, I can't remember which way around it is, but blue is like his clan energy, and like the red is like his own personal energy, which he was born in, which he combines to create like purple.
Yeah.
Oh, any other favorite characters?
Nanami and Inumaki. Right now it's Gojo, Nanami, and then Geto and Inumaki.
For me, because it's hard to pick a dislike character. For me, my favorite characters I always have like the character I liked at the beginning. So like from the offset, I was an Inumaki stani. Period. I was like, this guy, he's got something special. He's got gusto.
Got some pizzazz.
Literally. Then as time has progressed, I was like, I always love main characters, so I liked Itadori because
of course, what's
not Sukuna though. I'm not one of those girlies. I'm not Sukuna, just Itadori on his own. Ugh. Because it's the same body. Oh my gosh, but he's just not evil. That's it.
That makes it bad.
And then to be honest, I like Megumi as well. Go Megumi. I didn't know Megumi was a girly name though.
Is it?
Because Megumi is it's like the equivalent of calling like somebody Chloe or something.
Oh.
Like you wouldn't call, because Megumi on its own just means like, I think it just means goddess.
So I'm assuming there's like a masculine like boy version of the name.
Megumi.
Like Megumin?
Yeah, I think I've heard some of those. Yeah, I think it's just not me.
Okay.
I don't know.
Any others?
But yeah, and then for the adults, oof, Nanami Stani, Nanami all the way.
Literally.
Nanami, I was like, it's like he's like Gojo, but not Gojo. He's like opposite Gojo.
I
I
feel
don't hate Gojo, but I was just
insulted.
like, and then also Chozo, even though he's the one villain I like, just because I like his little like black thing on his nose and the pigtails.
Literally, he suits them so well.
And I know he's like evil, but his brothers did get killed, so.
You can like evil people.
Mhm. Anybody else I like? Oh, let's talk about some women because we picked all guys.
Oh,
I think I liked Maki from day one. She does seem a bit sassy, a bit a bit in your face, but that's fine. I think she just wants the best for everybody, and
yeah.
she wants everybody to get strong.
Um,
I like Nobara because they established like from the offset that she wasn't going to be a love interest.
really?
Yeah, she says herself. She's like, before you guys even start
Oh,
thinking, you can't fall in love with me or whatever she says, something along those
I
lines. I
gotta
can't remember
admire
what
that.
it is. So.
I like that.
But yeah.
Oh, I forgot her name, but she really hates Gojo, and she's part of that
the
like.
Shrine Maiden girly.
Yeah.
I love her.
I love her.
She's so pretty. I think she has a scar on like her nose.
Yeah,
Or
it's like the
somewhere.
one that Chozo has, but it goes from one side to like the middle.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it. More women with scars because they always make the women look absolutely pristinely perfect, but the guys have like scars and da 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 wherever.
Genuinely, I like that Gojo fangirl too.
Oh yeah, I think she's called like Miwa. So I know in the movie Toto's like Miwa, da 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 da, but I can't remember the rest. Not Toto.
Because he's talking about like Takada-chan.
Yeah. But yeah. But let me think of something else before we end. Anything else you want to add before we end the episode?
I feel like something big's coming for the next season.
Yeah, I'm so
I
excited
wanted
for the
because
next season.
I don't think Geto's. Well, I don't know if he's given up on that goal about like the world and stuff because in the anime they're trying to collect the fingers as well. So I wonder what they're gonna do with those because they don't have a vessel for it.
Well, yeah, and Geto needs the Sukuna, and well, because Geto needs to convince Sukuna, but Sukuna is evil anyway, so I don't think he'd mind killing everyone, but he just needs maybe a good reason to do it. But yeah, he needs to convince him, and then even if he does get because he had a finger, right?
Yeah.
Geto had a finger, and then he like gave it away somehow, so then Itadori ended up getting it and ate it anyway, because they're pretty much useless to him.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get Itadori to eat them all, and then before he gets executed, gonna extract Sukuna. But then that would lead to Itadori getting killed.
It's one of them things where it's like if you take away, like you can't separate them without killing them.
Yeah.
Sad.
Literally.
But I wonder if there's gonna be any more like if we're gonna get to see like, well, obviously, but maybe not. How like the more fingers Itadori eats, like the more like physically taxing it is to actually suppress Sukuna.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And like maybe because I was so annoyed when I learned that, when like people like the tattoos aren't real, like we're the only people who can see the tattoos, like the audience.
Wait, really?
But you didn't know.
Wait, what do you mean us, the audience? Are we talking like audience, like all of us, including Gojo?
No, we as in like the people watching the anime are the only people who can see the tattoos on Itadori's body when he becomes Sukuna.
So okay, he looks way less cool now in the eyes of the people.
Exactly. Like, and we don't even know because his hair does change a bit. I think it like gets slicked back a bit, but like, do they see that? I don't think they see that either. I think that's for us as well.
Oh wow! Now he just looks lame.
Which is why, like, a lot of people in the anime, if you like, when I watched it, and if you pay attention, it's like they're always like, is it Itadori or is it Sukuna right now?
Oh, that does make a lot of sense actually.
But usually they can tell from like how he's talking. I wonder if his voice changes as well.
That's what I was thinking. Because I was thinking if they don't see his tattoos and they don't see the hair slick, will they even see the voice change? Because a voice change is like a huge thing. They'd notice if like his voice changed, so they know if Sukuna was there.
Yes, I don't think they notice. Don't think they notice. I don't think his voice changes for people in the anime. Imagine how weird it is for like an Itadori voice him to be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill everyone. I'm gonna kill you."
Oh, that bro looks crazy. Yeah. Not to mention that regular people don't even see like curses, so he's fighting the air, sounding goofy.
He's literally fighting demons.
But
some demons. But yeah. There's so many good, funny moments in the anime. I feel like they balance the perfect balance of comedy, good animation. Lara doesn't like the pacing, but I think the pacing's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know if I have a long attention span. I do feel like I'm the kind of person who will just watch something because I started it. Even if it's bad, I'll still keep watching it.
To be fair, Lara is a proper music person, so she's gonna talk about tempo, talk about
Pacing.
exactly.
And that's not music, but color theory. she's a proper analyst, ain't she?
Exactly.
But maybe one day I'll get her onto the podcast.
We gotta get her to hop on. Lara, if you're hearing this, hop on.
Yeah, Laura, get on the beat.
Don't be a bum.
Or else I'll make a diss track. I'll come to your ends.
Come with the SoundCloud.
But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for listening so much. This wasn't a very facty kind of one. It was just, again, me and Tani's opinions.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening. So anyway, bye.
Bye. Ta-da.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.